of the vault in the World Cup here in Brazil, and it's Andrea Horacek from Hungary to go first. She qualified for the final in this piece of apparatus in 5th position, and that's a Shukahara piked. 2 vaults, both to count, and then the 2 are averaged. The mark carried forward from the individual, legs apart in that first flight. There's the pike and a step back on landing, so there'll be a penalty for that. This is the first vault, and she scores 9.65. Andrea Horacek of Hungary took part in Strasbourg in the World Championships. She was 11th in the vault. Comes up for a second one. She has to change it, and again it's a Shukahara, straight or hollow. A good vault there from Horacek. There's the first flight and the hollow part, the second flight, and she scores 9.7, and so she sets the pace, goes into the lead, and the coach quite pleased with her. Next to go, qualifying in 4th place from East Germany, Steffi Kreker, 18 years old. She was 5th overall in this World Cup. These are the finals on each piece of apparatus, coming up for her first vault. And that's a piked Shukahara for Steffi Kreker, who qualified in 4th position. Marked right from the takeoff. There's the turn, and there's the pike, just stepping back with that right leg on landing. 9.60 scored, 2 vaults, and then they're averaged and added to the mark carried forward from the individual. Changes the vault, and that's a handspring, 1.5 front for Steffi Kreker. Let's watch this takeoff. There it is, the handspring, 1.5 front, and she scores 9.8, and that puts her into 1st position. She takes the lead, Steffi Kreker. And the diminutive Soviet Union gymnast Maria Filatova, who's already won the World Cup, the overall, comes up now, and she's in the lead as a qualifier for this particular piece of apparatus. 17 years old. 2 vaults, both to count, and they've got to be 2 different vaults. From the USSR, Maria Filatova. And that's a handspring, 1.5 front, stepping forward on landing, but the confident smile and the turn to the judges. There's the handspring, 1.5 front. Let's watch the landing, and a very big step forward with that right leg. Let's see what the judges think about that. The Filatova first vault. And a little magnesium carbonate on the hands, and 9.70, say the judges. And she shows, it's number 30 she's putting on, so this is outside the FIG tariff for her second vault. The FIG being the International Gymnastic Federation. Concentration, composure, determination, as Filatova comes up for her second vault. And it's, and she made a mess of the landing, and it's a hollow, it's a straight Shukahara, the change of vault there, and she'll be penalized on that one. Here's the run-up, that doesn't count, there's the first flight, and it's 9.3 she scores, and she goes into 2nd place. Filatova into 2nd place. She's lost her advantage, and this is a beautiful vaulter coming up now. Rhonda Schwandt of the USA, 15 years old, 6th overall in this World Cup competition, 9th overall in the World Championships in Strasbourg. A beautiful vaulter. She specializes in this. And that's a handspring, 1.5 front for her first vault. 2 vaults, they must be different, both to count, and they're averaged and added to the carry forward mark from the individual championships. That is the takeoff. And there's the first flight and the 1.5 front. And a very good landing there for Ronda Schwandt. She really specializes in the vault. 9.70 score. Now she has to change this vault for the second one. A little look down at the ground, a little concentration. Poised. Thinking about it. And here she goes. And it's a hollow Shukahara, or a straight Shukahara. And that's the best vault so far, without any doubt at all, that hollow Shukahara. Let's see it again. And this is a beautiful one. And the judges give it 9.75. And she goes into the lead, into the gold medal position for Ronda Schwandt. And now, the lovely Natalia Shaposhnikova, who can challenge Schwandt. She qualified in first place. And she too does a hollow Shukahara as her first vault, and she's very pleased with it. Beautiful takeoff. Good first flight. And she compromises there. She pikes a bit in the second part of the second flight. And what does she score? Well, that is a strange mixture. It looks like it started to be a hollow back, and then 9.8 she gets for that vault. And don't forget that she qualified in first place, so this is the possible gold medalist. Coming up for her second vault now, which she has to change. Always looks a little sad, does the diminutive Natalia Shaposhnikova. Oh, and that's a full twisting Shukahara, one of the most difficult vaults. What a tremendous vault that is. And that's a tremendous vault, and she scores 9.70, and that gives her the gold medal for Natalia Shaposhnikova, Ronda Schwandt in the silver position, and Kreika in the bronze. The final of the asymmetric bars here in Sao Paulo, Brazil, in the World Cup, and it's Dana Bridlova from Czechoslovakia who qualified for this final in fourth place, so she's got quite a bit to make up. Dana Bridlova, 18 years old. And a full twisting back somersault dismount for Dana Bridlova of Czechoslovakia. Here it comes again. Full twisting back somersault. And what about the landing? Just a little step back. But a good performance there from the Czech girl. 13th in the World Championships in Strasbourg and 13th in the overall competition in this World Cup. And let's see now what the judges think, and they think it's 9.65, and so Bridlova takes the lead, and coming up to challenge now from the USA, it's Ronda Schwandt, who qualified in 5th place. You see the chalk, the magnesium carbonate on the bars, and the very unusual mount that's beginning to the exercise from the 15-year-old Ronda Schwandt, 6th overall here in the World Cup. There it is, a back bend and an upstart. And the Americans now really strongly challenging in gymnastics on the men's and the women's side, and we're going to hear a lot of those before and during the Olympics in Moscow. Grand circles there. Shoot front with a half turn as a finale for Ronda Schwandt. Shoot front with a half turn. Let's see the landing. Just a jump forward. And the coach obviously very pleased with that performance from the 15-year-old challenging American, Ronda Schwandt. And the score is, let's see what the judges thought of that exercise. 9.75, and so she goes into the gold medal position, into the lead over Dana Bridlova. And the 17-year-old Filatova, who we've been watching on World of Sport over the last 4 years when we've brought the Moscow News tournament to you, represented the Soviet Union in Montreal, was disappointing in Strasbourg, didn't qualify for the last 36. And she's just having a run up there. Paulina Astrakova, very well-known coach there, just cleaning off the bars. And the chalk on the hands and on the bars, it's very essential to get a good grip. Perspiring hands could easily mean a very bad fall. And apart from that, lose a competition. There is the chalk in the plastic bag at the side. There's plenty of it on her hands and indeed on the bars. A composed, confident 17-year-old young lady, Maria Filatova. Qualified in first place for the asymmetric bars. And the run-up mount to this exercise. And it's a forward Radokla. Oh, and she's missed it. And there we have it. It's not lack of chalk on the hands. It's that straightforward somersault there to catch, and she missed the catch. So she's in real trouble. And the first gymnast, as far as I can remember, to do the grand circles on the top bar, Maria Filatova. Certainly strength stuff. This is the sort of thing that the men do. A tight shoot front somersault to finish, but she came off. Piked front somersault with a half turn as a finale. So we'll have to see now what the judges think of the Maria Filatova's bars exercise 9.30, and that puts her into third place. Third place then for Maria Filatova. She won't be very pleased about that since she qualified in first place. And qualifying in third place, we're looking at the little Czech now, Eva Cerna. So she's in here with a chance. Cerna of Czechoslovakia. Just 15 years old, schoolgirl. Been competing since she's 8 years old. And 6th overall in the World Championships in Strasbourg. And a shoot front somersault as a dismount for Eva Cerna from Czechoslovakia. And there's the shoot front, and it's 9.75 scored, and that puts her into the lead. And we're looking now at the East German girl, Steffi Kreker, getting the springboard into position. 5th overall in this World Cup competition and 7th overall in the World Championships in Strasbourg. The blonde Steffi Kreker from East Germany. And there's the Corbett backflip. And a lovely twist there working between the bars. And the common edge dismount, and it was nearly disaster there with the turn. And we just see the common edge dismount again, and she goes sideways with the full twist. There it is. And she scores number 33 there, Steffi Kraker. Now, what do the judges think about that exercise? A little chat from the coach. And it's 9.75, and so she goes into the gold position. Steffi Kraker then taking the gold medal, and there she is in first place. And in second place, it's the little Czech, Eva Cerna, and third from the USA, Rhonda Schwandt. Qualifying in second position on this piece, even smaller than Filatova, Svetlana Agapova from the Soviet Union. Beautiful work of this girl. Third in the Moscow News this year, and fifth in Champions All at Wembley. Lying in second place in the silver medal position to qualify, so this young lady is really challenging. Could well be among the medals. Backflip, back somersault. Free walkover. Twisting round off and a double twisting back somersault as a finale for Agapova. Here it is, the round off, double twisting back somersault, and just a little slight stutter on landing. And I think she could feel reasonably well pleased with that exercise. It was a very good performance indeed, a very professional performance in the best sense of the term from this little Russian girl, Svetlana Agapova. 9.70 scored, and so she goes into first position, into the gold medal position on the beam for the moment. And I wonder, can she stay there? Here's the challenger, who was in first position as a qualifier, the even smaller Eva Cerna from Czechoslovakia. A really great crowd pleaser here in Sao Paulo, and indeed she certainly was in Strasbourg in October in the World Championships. So small, she looks as if she should be at home playing with her dolls rather than performing at this level in gymnastics. 15 years old, still in school. Tremendous strength. Into that very strong position, that planche position as she came down out of that handstand. Tremendous strength for such a little girl. Backflip. And remember, just 4 inches of timber there to perform on. Back somersault. Remember that back somersault that Corbett did first of all in Munich? A revolutionary move now. And now they all do it, and many of them with variations. balance movements. And this is a very competent and a very confident performance. This girl really looks to have it all under control. Here's the finale. A double back somersault, topped. With a smile at the judges. A crowded house have really taken this little Czech girl to their hearts. Here's the finale coming up again. The double back somersault, tucked, for Eva Cerna. And she's now being judged in the mark in just a moment. Looking a bit anxious, perhaps a bit apprehensive, but I don't think she need to, because that was a first-class performance, and she qualified for this piece of apparatus in first position. So it could well be the gold for this little Czech girl. Just having a look at the mark. Has it come? Yes, it's up. It's 9.75. And the crowd are not too pleased with that. They think it might be a little more, but it puts her into the gold position. And challenging now is Natalia Shaposhnikova from the Soviet Union, who qualified in second position. And she's the last to go. She's now the only one who might topple Eva Cerna from her perch. She needs 9.85 to get the gold, and to edge out the little Czech girl, Eva Cerna. Oh, the tremendous strength of that. Just look at it. And she comes down into this planche position. She came off in Strasbourg, some of you may remember, on a move that we see her doing as a finale. She nearly missed the end of the beam. Now, this is one of her specialities, going up into this one-armed handstand. She gets a round of applause, well-deserved from the crowd. Practically a fingertip balance there from Natalia Shaposhnikova, coached by the great Rostorovsky, who coached the equally great Turesheva. This girl with tremendous potential, the bronze medal overall in Strasbourg in the World Championships. Charming, but inclined to be a little erratic, a little inconsistent. Years old, like Filatova, and third overall in this World Cup here. Backflip again, and she made it this time. The double twisting back somersault preceded by two backflips. She needs 9.85 for the gold. Can she make it? Here's the finale. 9.75 she scored, and so she doesn't get the gold. And she goes into the silver position, in second position. And in the gold position, it's Eva Cerna. And the bronze is Svetlana Agapova. Qualifying at number 2 among the 8 for the floor exercises in the World Cup, Kathy Johnson from the United States, 19 years old, the American champion, and one of the most attractive and elegant gymnasts in the world. Round off flip and the double twisting back somersault as a taster, as an opener. Handspring front somersault with a half good tumbling opening. And another explosive tumbling exercise in the middle. And the round off backflip, a double twisting back somersault, the same as the opener, which is not something that is desirable. Here it is, backflip, and the double twisting back somersault with a step forward. The same opener then, and the same finisher for Kathy Johnson, who had the bronze medal in this discipline in Strasbourg, equal with Amelia Eberl, and she scored 9.75, so she qualifies in second place and sets the pace. In the white leotard, the sad but very attractive Natalia Shaposhnikova, qualifying in third place for the floor exercise. What a tremendous performer this girl is. The bronze medalist in the World Championships in Strasbourg, behind Wakina and Nellie Kim. From the same stable as the great Teresheva. Beautiful stuff. Twisting, a double twisting back somersault as the finale for Natalia Shaposhnikova, 17 years old, representing the Soviet Union. There's the round off, there's the backflip, and there's the double twisting back somersault from Shaposhnikova, qualified in third place, so she's challenging for the medals here. And that was a really magnificent performance. Agapova, her teammate, sitting by her side. And I'm sure those congratulations that she was well deserved. 9.90, and Shaposhnikova goes into the gold medal position. A tremendous performance there from the little Soviet Union girl.